And we're live. So I had a really bad day. It wasn't a completely bad day, but I'll tell you about how I got through it. 'Cause it was really funny. Um, I've experienced these type of things and where I live a number of times over the years, so it's not like anything that's surprising. But so I was looking for a place where I could set up my laptop and do my work, and there just wasn't one because it's a very busy time of year. A lot of students are into cafes, and there's no seats. So I always find a seat in this one cafe. It's like I always find it, and so I found it, and I went up in line. I was standing in line for the coffee, and there was nothing but women up there, just four women, and they were all in tank tops because it was hot back there. Mind you, it's like I don't know, 20 degrees outside today. It's like wintertime. So I'm like, wow, look at all those girls in tank tops sweating it back there in the coffee place. And what happens is the women particularly will yell at the top of their lungs like coffee for so and so, and it's really annoying. But that wasn't what the problem was. Like that's nothing compared to what happened. So I was in line watching, observing, and there were two women at the cash register. One was attractive, the other one was not so attractive. So anyway, at him, not looking at him. So I noticed this and I made eye contact with her. So I caught her, I guess, making fun of an Asian guy. I don't really know what happened. She could have been laughing at anything. That doesn't even matter. But before that guy, there was another guy who was talking to him, and this not so attractive woman. Let's just call her big boned. How about that? And she let's call her no, let's not. But she said, "You're out of here," like in a joking matter. So she was already chomping at the bit to find someone, as crazy as I am, who just says shit out loud because it's what you do when you want to meet women. So I went up there. I said, "Man, you guys look like you belong in Miami instead of Colorado, because we're in Colorado ski towns." And she's like, "What'd you say?" I said, "I would like a green tea, please." Green tea. Um, so yeah, and the other girl who was attractive, she smiled at me and she looked me in the eye. She wasn't like shying away from that comment. And I don't think there was anything wrong with that comment because I was basically commenting on the weather. And as a side note, I was commenting on that everybody was in tank tops back there. And that is what Miami is like. I've been there. They're all wearing that. So it's not like I'm saying something. And the fact that I said something that I observed that wasn't outright, hey, nice boobies, like, come on. She got mad at me. I didn't say anything. And so she kept repeating, like, what did you say? So I was like, well, I can tell by the lights, it's pretty hot back there. So she kept asking me what I said. So I told her again. And then she said, I don't think you should be talking about women's bodies, making comments on women's bodies. And this is typical. They will like, they will, s- they, women who are wasting, who aren't women you should hang out with, always act this way. They jump right in. Like I said yesterday, men think about sex every 7 seconds. So is it our fault? And I didn't say anything. I didn't say you look like a Barbie doll or anything. I didn't say anything. Like it would have been better if I said, "Oh, you girls are so pretty." Like that would have been better. I don't think. But so she said that, and I was like, I didn't say anything about women's bodies because technically I did not. I was commenting on the weather. Was commenting on what Miami's like and what they do in Miami and what they do in Colorado. So it was just kind of interesting to see people dress like it was hot out instead of cold out. So then she said again, I don't think you should be comments about women's bodies. And she's like, what do you want? And I was like, I don't want anything. And I walked out. Oh my God. I was like, I don't want anything. But I hope she gets fired. Like, I actually know the owner of this place. Like, I saw him When I got back from, New York and New Jersey, I got on the, bus on the way home, and I saw the owner of that place on the bus and said hi to him. So it would've been funny if I could tell him, like, "Man, who's that weird girl that, you know, says all this weird stuff to men? She doesn't really like guys. She thinks we're all pompous, sexist, misogynist pigs," you know? But I don't give a crap. I mean, that's innocent as hell. Talk about Miami. "You guys look like Miami. Ooh, dun, 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 dun," like Miami Vice song. Like, "Look at me, I'm Miami Vice. Yeah, yeah, what's up? Tubbs." Some people can't handle the Miami Vice, baby. But, it's funny I have a target on my back just because I like women. I mean, it's gonna happen to you too if you start doing what I'm doing. It's gonna happen to you too. So let me keep going because there's more to the story. So, I was feeling like so that made me feel bad. So I sat somewhere else. I was just sitting there and, like, writing in my journal and talking on my phone and stuff, and, trying to process this. Because in the past, I would have gotten depressed about this and probably, like, not got out of bed for 6 months because, some woman thought I was a jerk. But, now, I mean, I have some experience now, like, the type of women that do that, like this one, her life isn't gonna be very good. It probably isn't at all. That's why she said that shit to me. Because she coulda taken it like, "Yeah, it is hot back here." She could've said that, "Yeah, it's pretty fucking hot back here. You're right. It is Miami hot back here. It's like Africa hot," to quote Biloxi Blues. But no, she couldn't do that. She was, it's 'cause, women, they're working so hard. They have their tank tops on. If I was back there without a shirt on or a tank top on and someone said that to me, I'd be like, "Yeah, it's freaking hot back here, man. Trying to cool off." But no, stupid, fat, you know what. But I'm sure no man ever compliments her. Like, that was the best compliment she ever got was from me today, and she had to blow it. I mean, I'm sure the other women are just like, "Dude, what the fuck's your problem? Like, why you you're, like, making him walk out without buying his drink. Like, you're causing business to not be," you know? But that's how different I am from everybody. I'm not gonna, like, listen to what someone else thinks, even if I am misogynistic or a sexist pig. I'm not gonna do it. I've had so many experiences. I'm 47, dude. If I was 27, I would have, like, freaked out. I might even said something to her. I would have had to call my therapist and shit, like, "Why is life like this? It's so freaking difficult. I don't know why people like that." And now I just know they are. That would've been nice if the first time I ever went into a psychiatrist's office, they're like, "Dude, people are not like you, Evan. They are not nice. So do yourself a favor and ignore it. Ignore these other people. People are depressed. They go home depressed. They wake up depressed. That's how they are. You're not going to get help for it like you are. No, no, no." And then you go to, like, the grocery store and everybody's, like, frowning, like, and all these guys look at me like, I'm cooler than them. And little do they know what happens to me. They have no idea that I get nowhere. Talk to this girl, talk to that girl, I get nowhere. I mean, there's books on this. I got a book called How to Get Girls, and he likes to make fun of other pickup artists in the industry and talk about their ROI and how it's like 99% of the time they don't get laid. And that's how it is because I'm a nice guy. I'm not like some aggro guy on steroids. But, I apologize for all the bad men out there, women. If you're a woman watching this, I apologize for all the bad men. But now anytime someone is depressed, anxiety filled, telling you what to do, abusing you emotionally, mentally, or of course physically, that's a given. Go to the shelter for women if they're physically. But if they do any of that, reach out for help. Because look what happened to me today. I was abused by a woman because I made a comment about Miami versus Colorado and tank tops. But then I went to another cafe, and guess what? Another girl had a tank top on. Completely different cafe, same tank top. Anyway, mind you, it's ski season. Oh my god. It's not like I said, "Hey, you girls would look good in a jacuzzi." I didn't say anything. What a bitch. She can go to hell, like, seriously. Like, I wish I could complain, but I'm not going to. It's not my MO. This is what I've realized about life. I wish I realized this about life a long time ago, but let's say I died tomorrow and I was gonna complain tomorrow, but I died, I wasn't able to complain. My inaction wouldn't matter because someone else is gonna do it, and she's gonna get hers. Someone else is gonna complain, and she's gonna get hers, and she's gonna get told, "You need to, like, stop acting that way around the customers and just serve the damn coffee and the green tea and get paid, and, go fuck yourself." But that's how the world is. We don't wanna Nobody wants to work anymore, I get it. They just wanna express opinions on Facebook and apparently out in public because, I'm a misogynistic asshole, but anyway, that was fun. I'm glad I got that off my chest. So after that, I was like, "What can I do now to, have a good life?" Because, this girl ain't gonna stop me. I went to my favorite restaurant in town, and I didn't spend $50. I spent, like, 21 with a tip, $21. So that was good. I had a beer, and, I saw someone that I was attracted to that was a waitress. So what do you think I did? I said, "How can I ask this girl out? I'm attracted to her. This would be a good opportunity for me to ask someone out. I know she's a waitress. Maybe too easy, I don't know. But considering I live in a small town, I don't have a problem with it because 'cause I've lived here a long time. I'm like a townie, so I talked to her a bit, and, it seemed positive, and so, like, then I, like, asked her out Ars Amata style. I don't know if you know Ars Amata. I'll put the book in the link. It's called the Alabaster Girl. So I learned some things from him, Dan Perion. I asked her out, and, she said, "Maybe." And then I went further, and I think this was a mistake. I shouldn't have done this, but I was like, "Oh, so what's, the uncomfortable part? Why are you nervous? Or why maybe?" You know? And, so, honestly, I wouldn't do that again. Because why do I care? I don't care. But, but the point is to just keep talking, and I should have done it the way I do it online on the DMs, like this. I should have said it the same way. Because I said, "Do you like hiking?" And she actually did it, which I thought was interesting. I was like, "Wow." And she even confirmed that Florida's hotter than here. It's 95 degrees in Florida. She was from Florida originally. So sure, she confirmed it's hotter over there. So what was wrong with my comment? Nothing. But this was a great restaurant I was in. It was like, female waitress staffs, serving me. That's what I like. If you want to call me whatever, go ahead. I still like that, and I'm not going to change because I like, that's traditional idea of a woman serving me. That doesn't mean I think they should be my slave or something. I don't agree with that at all. But I understand, women got to be cautious, but they don't have to tell me what I need to say and what I don't need to say because when you say something like that, like I don't think you should say that to me if I didn't have the confidence I have, and that's why she didn't like me because I didn't have the confidence because I have confidence. That's why the big bone girl didn't like me. I could say lots of things about her, but I'm not. I could say lots of terrible things about her, but I don't know where she came from. I never saw her before. I think she came from like an because it's a franchise, so I think this big bone girl came from somewhere else where like like here everything's like everybody acts like they're on vacation where I live, and where she lives, everybody's acting like your life is shit. So she does that too. But I don't do that, so my life is not shit, and I'm not gonna let anybody try to make me think it is. But there's a time when I would be affected by all this, and I had to go to therapy, like, and talk to a therapist about how I hated myself. And I'm just glad I'm not doing that anymore. Because I don't have any secrets, man. I'm an open book. I'm like, I tell these women, if they talk to me, I tell them about myself pretty openly. And, honestly, if I was a waiter and women wanted to go out with me, I would go out with all of them probably, and just if I didn't like them, I'd say, "Let's be friends," because especially if you don't have any friends, I'd probably go out with all of them. Oh, and mind you, I was at this cafe with this girl's going off on my ass, and, like, women are staring at me. Like, this is what happens. I'm speaking to guys right now. This is what happens with women. Elementary school, high school, I mean, go back to kindergarten. Kindergarten, elementary school, high school, college, grad school, PhD. Okay, in these institutions, guys are doing weird things like kissing them and asking them out. And if you go through this stuff early on, you get some of the weird experiences and it affects you. And if you haven't, talked about it with anyone, by the time you get to college, you're just like, fuck these guys. I know I'm hot, fuck them. Like, so all the guys that are giving them attention, they're just like, fuck because they don't know what it's like to be lonely. And I remember those times. I wish I didn't act the way I did in college and grad school or even high school, but I know I would have flunked out. I've realized if I had had dates 7 nights of the week in, like, elementary school and high school particularly, I would have flunked out. But I was at a boys' school. The only women I saw were at CYO group on Sunday, which was great. I'm glad I did had that. But I didn't have any girl experiences. So all I thought about was grades. And there's this video by James Marshall about how successful men don't get along with women, and it's obviously because they were trained to, like, get good grades and then get a good job, and that's it. They weren't trained to, like, hang out with women. I'll probably watch it again. It's on YouTube, you just search for that, James Marshall. But yeah, I was a statistic. But luckily, I wrote some books and I made some music. You can go freaking buy it. I hope you will, because I'm poor right now. I need money to go to that cafe again and buy my green tea. No, I'm probably not gonna go to that cafe ever again. Like, seriously, I'm gonna look for another place to go. Shit. This is the winter of our discontent, guys. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times, okay? I'm gonna spend all winter in my bed on my laptop. That's what's gonna happen. No, there's other places to go. But, like, some of these, managers of, these places where I live are wieners. They're wieners. They have no backbone, and they just hired losers, like, they don't know how to tell someone, like, "Do your job already. What's your problem?" Like, who cares what the economy is doing? Who cares about these people with attitudes? Like, I've been talking to women on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook Messenger. I don't care. I'd make a great manager. I'd fire these women with attitudes so fast. I talked to 2 of them this week. One actually met, and I already dropped her like a hot potato. Like, I unfriended her and everything. I don't care. She's not for me. And then there's another lady who was "Nah, nah, nah, nah," and trying to say she was right and I was wrong about some stupid conversation we had that was meaningless, because all I did was talk to her twice on Twitter. So I unfollowed her, and I didn't even bother, because you could spend all day arguing with, women. They really enjoy not all of them, but some of them enjoy arguing, and that's not ideal. So when I saw that today with the cashier, I said, "You know what? I'm out of here. I don't need a freaking green tea. You know how many places there are to go in this town where I can get some refreshments and, like, be a misogynistic asshole?" I'm not a misogynist asshole. I'm just exaggerating, but I did. I went to another restaurant and there was, like, nothing but female waitresses. And they had this thing where, like, all the waitresses, like, are working together because they get, like, hippie tips, like a group tip, like, they share the tips. So they're all waiting on you, and it's actually a very good place. And, I'll probably write a blog post about it soon. But, so I was, like, in heaven, and, like, so I said, "I gotta ask this girl, like, she's cool," and she started talking to me because I'm coming on her shoes, and she started talking to me. So I thought, this is positive. I'm gonna ask her out, and it's gonna be positive. because that's what I did last weekend. I asked another waitress out. All right, let me tell you about last weekend really quick. It was a Halloween on Monday. So I was walking around this town near me, and the town isn't exactly where I live. This is what I was saying about, like this life is shit town, But I was walking around this town, and the men particularly are wearing baseball caps, and they're not wearing like Colorado, like flashy ski brands. They're just wearing baseball caps, and it looks like they're wearing Jinkos, like and they got like chain wallets and stuff. And they always look dirty, like they slept in the grass or on the sidewalk. They look like they just got on probation and got out of jail. That's what most of the men in this town look like. And I take the bus, so it hits me harder because I see all these weirdos. And you want to talk about lonely? Just look in their eyes, and you'll see what lonely is. Because everybody's judging them, like because they look like they just got out of jail and they're on heroin or meth or something. So that's what we got going on over there when you walk down the street. I don't know what it's like driving a car. I'm sure it's much better because you can avoid all that. But I don't have that option right now. So I went in a dollar store, right? And I sometimes go in the dollar store to just buy basically food, And I often buy glasses, but I bought these on Amazon. They were like $3. I'll put that in the links below so you can see them. They're reading glasses, really good. Blue blocker reading glasses, so I can look at the laptop. So yeah, it's just not impressive what's going on the main street there. So I go in the glasses shop because my glasses broke. So I get them fixed, and I was flirting with the person working at the glasses shop because that's what I do now. And mind you, nobody else does this but me. So you want to talk about confidence and not being afraid of embarrassing yourself. This guy, what has two thumbs and embarrasses himself? This guy. Anyway, so she had a ring on her finger, so I was just fooling around. And then I don't mess around with women with rings on their finger. If you think I do, that's crazy talk. That's not what I'm promoting here. But so then she told me like she like TGI Friday as a place to eat. So I said, fuck it, I'll go in there. Now, mind you, I just told you how this town. Oh yeah, first I walked out of the dollar store because I saw somebody on the bus that was in the store, and I was like, man. And some of these people, they wear bandanas, like blue or red bandanas, like they don't understand like the blood and Crips colors. So you got to wear a color that doesn't represent the blood or the Crips. I think yellow represents the Mexican one, so I don't know, but you got to wear something different. So there's guys who do that. And you're like, what? And you're just like, you definitely been in jail. And so I just got tired of the atmosphere, and I was like, I can't stay in here. And I didn't buy anything, and I walked out of the dollar store because usually I'll come out with like 3 or 4 bags of like I don't know, Captain Crunch or something. But anyway, Munch and Crunch, caramel, crunch and munch. I don't know, but it's $1.25 now. It's not a dollar anymore. Oh my god, I gotta buy some stock in the dollar store. Anyway, so I was in TGI Fridays, and I started like taping myself on the phone. Maybe one day I'll put all this together. That what I did on my phone. And these girls are talking about their Halloween costume. I'm just like, and I mean, there's like 3 girls talking near me, so I'm perking up like real fast. I mean, there's just female waitresses. So all of a sudden, I'm like, well, I'm glad I came in here because, like I said, be served not like from a sheriff, but like from a waitress, or it's this way I am. Like I can't change. You can't change people. But I've been served by a sheriff once because I didn't pay my credit card bill. I was watching a movie. I'll never forget it. I was watching a movie. I'll never remember the movie, but it's a very popular meme with Robert Redford, and it's like Joe Joberson of the Wild, and he's messing around with Indians that are like killing people, and it's not a bad movie. But he has to kill an Indian. These Indians are mad at him for messing around with sacred ground, and one Indian's hunting him like an assassin, and they have to make up at the end. And he's lost his wife and all. You know what if you'll know the movie when you see it. But I was watching that movie, and then the sheriff knocks on the door and hands me a piece of paper of the credit card company and wants their money. And you know what? I didn't even go to court because I paid like these these services. You pay them like I don't know $700 a month for like 2 or 3 months, and they call all the places for you and make a deal so you don't have to pay as much. So you literally like instead of paying the credit card, you pay these people who are lawyers. They're not lawyers. They just call them and make a deal. Like what they are is salesmen, and then they have a lawyer in the back who does all the busy work. But there's always these salesmen. I was one of them. I would do it for taxes. People didn't pay their taxes. Those jobs suck. But it made me who I am today. Now I know what sales and marketing is, and I sent my music out to like 20 or 30 internet radio stations yesterday. So hopefully people will play them. I sent like a download. I don't know, maybe they won't, but it'll show up on my royalties, I bet. Anyway, what does it say? I asked this girl out. I used the Alabaster Girl method. Hey, you're a beauty. I want to get to know you. And I should have not used that and used what I was doing with the a direct message on the instanet social media. So I kind of combined it like a moron. But that's what you do. You get creative. But she said, us people from the East Coast, when we moved to like place like Colorado, we don't hike or anything. So this girl's like saying she doesn't really hike, and I was like, I guess I'm in love because I don't either. But she's a maybe when I asked her out. Then I said, well, what are you nervous about, or what are you comfortable about in this situation, or going out with me? And she said, you can come back later when the concert's here, because there's like a little concert at the place. Like it's really little, like maybe like 10 to 50 people show up in between like this like 4 hours, like maybe 10 to 30 people are coming in and out, and it's really small. But there's bands on Sundays, and I said, well, maybe I'll go, but I know full well I am not going because I don't give a fuck. When a girl tells you to do something, especially if you don't know her, like don't do it. If you know her, maybe you'll do it, but I wouldn't do it. I would just say no. I'm not showing up at the dang a ding dong. But don't be on the down and down like this fucking bitch at the cafe. Be on the up and up, and just it's none of your business what other people think about women, and it's none of your business if guys like women. It's in the Bible, man and woman. Woman comes from Adam's rib. Woman came from us. The rib. God took the rib out while Adam was sleeping and made a woman because he was. This isn't right. He needs a companion. So isn't that funny? And then she has babies, and that God said, "You are cursed now because you ate the apple of knowledge, and you'll have babies of pain." Isn't that a weird story? Apparently, it comes from a Norse story originally, where the apocalypse happens and Adam and Eve shows up to repopulate the world. I need to read that one again because that one's interesting. That's probably on YouTube. But the Norse stories are interesting. So yeah, so I didn't go out with this girl because she was this. And maybe means this. This is what I figure out maybe means. Maybe means they have so many opportunities to date men that it's a maybe you'll be another one of those guys that are on the list. Because I had this experience with another woman, and she was definitely around lots of dudes. and it was a maybe, and I was like, "Oh, you just got lots of options. You don't need to think about me. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, because I have to compete with these other guys and prove to you that I'm better than all these other guys. I don't need to prove that. I'm a man. Listen, if you're a man, you're good enough. Doesn't matter what you look like. These women try to make you think you're not going to be peaked into their life. See their lives, and you feel bad for them. Like, oh, I understand why you off on me because you don't have a man. You don't have a good life. But, you can think whatever you want about me. I really don't care. I'm tired of it. Like, I spend so much time worrying about all this. Like, why on earth would I worry about somebody who's doesn't like me? Seems like that's what like what they say is like the men think about. They think about the body of a woman, and then women think about getting to know them over time. So that's why she said maybe because there's the Alabaster Girl on the comments to buy the book. But they need time, so they want you to chase them. So like her saying, "Let's go to." I should show up at the music later at the concert would be me chasing her or giving her an opportunity to see how I chase her. And that's just too much for me. I got so many things I got to do, like work. I mean, there's other women I need to talk to that I haven't talked to. I can think of three of them, four of them. I can think of four of them. That's a lot. But you just got to do it. If you want something, you got to go for it. And you can't like. There's this great movie. I'll try to find the name of it, but it was actually a Christian movie, which is shocking because I don't usually watch Christian movies. But it was about a football player, and he never gives up, and he's like a walk on, and then he's practicing his steps all the time, like the football steps, because he's tackling people and stuff. He's like a defensive guy, and he just never quits. He just like he doesn't like his roommates are making fun of him, and he's like doing his homework at 5 in the morning and shit. And it just shows you like what it takes to be success in life because the team wins, like the college team wins because of him, because he's motivating everybody. And their senior year, they win like almost win the championship, but they lose it because he like tripped up the quarterback by accident. But I should find out what the name of the movie is because it's pretty good if you want to understand like what it takes to not give up. But the guy's wearing glasses and he's got this weird, funny name with a B, and the character's funny because he's always like, "Coach, I'm just doing my steps. I'm just playing football. Oh, come on, coach. Can I get a scholarship? No, walk on some good scholarship, big boy. What are you talking about?" But he did. He got like everything he wanted. He got it because he believed in Jesus. But you got to believe in something, man. I would believe in Jesus. And, we don't need to be believing in Satan over here. I see a lot of that, man. I watch the ghost hunting stuff. It's all like weird. The whole emo thing is so weird. I saw a girl who looked like that today in the supermarket. I said hi to her. She had like these huge holes in her ears. That was like, the thing, the fucking earring. I don't know. I should have asked her out. She just said, "Hey, are you on Instagram? Let's exchange Instagrams. What's your name? So emo girl, goth girl, emo, yo, 07772 on Instagram. Is that your avatar?" All right, I said enough, but that was my day. And, fuck women, especially the ones who have bad attitude. I can't tell you that enough. It's changed my world. It's to stay away from people with bad attitudes, men and women. It's changed my world. I know what they need, and I ain't gonna tell them what they need. I ain't gonna change them. I got better things to do than think about what people are going through. There was a time when I was always trying to help people, but it didn't help me none. So I mean, if you, yeah, it didn't help me none. You know, so like even like this idea where a girl needs a man and they're just like worshiping a man. That's not good either. I mean, it's just see, I'm trying to like be out of the box and look at all these perspectives, and people like to make fun of me because I'm not dating anyone. But my selection sucks. I mean, they wouldn't date the girls I'm meeting either. They wouldn't. Be like, that person's annoying. Why would you go with her? That person's like depressed. Why would you go with her? I wouldn't. But not everybody's a jerk. Some of them are cool, and I'm gonna meet them. I don't give a fuck. I'll if I have to wait till pigs fly and hell freezes over, I'll wait till then. I don't care. But yeah, don't listen to me and any of my advice because it's all if I don't know what I'm doing. So go follow like the established pickup artist guys. Don't follow me. I'm just talking out on my rear end and sitting in my bed wondering when my life's gonna get better and manifesting. I literally went out today and said I was gonna manifest love, and I didn't. And I thought that's so funny that I started with that intention and it didn't work. I met like I met like Satan's spawn at the cafe. I don't think you should be talking about women's bodies like that. Oh, you mean like Miami versus Colorado? Does that have anything to do with women's bodies? Miami, you're making that assumption. In Miami, they reveal their bodies. In Colorado, they don't. I'm sorry you're wrong. They reveal them in Colorado too, especially in the jacuzzi. So go skiing and go get in jacuzzi. Yeah, it's time to be in jacuzzi when it's snowing with your girl of your dreams. Hells yeah. Let's fucking make those dreams happen, motherfucker. End.